everyone. This is Alan Osetek, Chief Commercial Officer of Intentwise. I'm really fortunate today to have on our Expert Connect series Roei Yellin, co-founder of 8Fig. Roei, what's going on? How are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Well, let's jump right in. So, tell us about 8Fig. How did you get started? I know you're the co-founder, and tell us about the idea and how you got started with the company.
Thank you for first of all hosting me. And yeah, I'll start with the beginning. Me and my co-founder have a long background in fintech, startups. As you can tell by my accent, I come from Israel. We are Israeli founders with offices in Tel Aviv and in Austin, Texas. We started 2 years ago. Our background is in fintech, as I mentioned, and specifically around payments and around supply chain, which is a very unique combination of skill set from the technology perspective. Due to the previous companies we were involved in, we learned in depth the supply chain issues that the retail world and specifically the e-commerce world is experiencing. And after we sold our previous company 2 years ago, we said, okay, let's try to use our skill set in a new way to provide online sellers with a robust solution for them to grow that is not only giving them money, but provide also value for them. And that's how we started 8Fig.
Excellent. So, I'm a seller, and I'm looking at 8Fig, and why would I engage with you? What's the pain points you're solving for me?
Sure. So first of all, let's start with the pain point. Okay. Today, the biggest challenge for sellers is not demand. Funny enough, right? It sounds crazy, but demand is in abundance for them, especially if they sell on Amazon. The problem for them is meeting that demand with enough supply, with inventory, with the products to sell. Okay, and for that they need to procure a lot of inventory in advance before getting paid. Right, a working capital problem. Every business has it, but for supply chain businesses like online sellers, it's even severe. And it's getting even worse when those companies or those sellers are growing 10, 20, 30% month over month, right? They can never catch up. Okay? So we understood this problem, and we understood that this problem is hurting them, their business, and sometimes even forcing them to sell their business before they plan to. And we saw this problem, and we said, okay, how we can provide a long-term solution for those sellers. So 8Fig is a platform for online sellers to first of all map out and plan how the supply chain will look, or the cash flow for the supply chain will look for the coming 6, 12, 18, 24 months. Okay, you answer a few questions, then you arrive to what we call the Lines Lab, which is a free tool for sellers to plan how much money they need in each point of time for every product, for every shipment, and how much money and when. After they are working with the Lines Lab and building a plan, they can submit it and get an offer from 8Fig to finance it. That offer is after our technology is optimizing the cash flow they need. Okay, instead of providing them with a lump sum loan that is relatively a small amount of money for a high cost, we try to provide them with as much money as they need for a very cost-effective pricing. And also, once we start to work with them, it's very adaptive, meaning it has the ability for the sellers to update in real time this plan. Like if their container was stuck on a boat in the LA port for a month, They can update it in the to the Lines Lab, and then the cash flow plan will adjust accordingly. And provide them really with with the flexibility and adaptability for sellers to scale. If you need more money, you can access it through the system. If you need less, you can cancel it. So really a long-term solution for all the cash flow needs.
Excellent. And so, as a seller, or what stage in the life cycle of a seller would they think about engaging with you? Or I guess a different way of describing it, like is there minimum size requirements or minimum lending requirements that, or when do you get involved with a seller? At what stage of their life cycle?
Sure. Usually, the minimum requirement is a six-figure seller, or a yearly, or a seller that is on track to be a six-figure seller. So they had a few consecutive months of sales of $8,000-$10,000. So we can see a trend that where they are going to. That means they are doing it seriously. They have the scale and the experience to work with. It's not a one-off. And that's usually what we are looking for.
Excellent. And so, what type of pricing models do you offer for the capital that you're bringing to the table? And do you separate out your pricing for capital infusion versus the technology that you've been describing?
And so the technology is for free. Everybody can log in, submit, use it. It's a free product. Please check it out. Regarding the financing, there is a cost of capital that is being priced according to the risk involved with the plan. Usually, it's $6,000 to $10,000 for every $100,000 in a plan, and that's basically the high level pricing model for us. Again, it being priced according to the prediction the technology is doing for your plan for every individual shipment that you are logging into the system. And then we have what we call a price box, and then we provide pricing. But as a general, 80% of the cases are between these two numbers.
Excellent. And is this typically for, or primarily for Amazon sellers? Are you seeing clients in other marketplaces, and then also, U.S. versus rest of world or other markets? Like, what type of markets are you serving today and in the future?
We cater for every online sellers. We do not cater to non-online sellers. As you might expect, most of our clients are on Amazon or Shopify. And the requirement regarding territory or where they come from in the world, they can come from everywhere as long as they have they sell to the US market, like on Amazon.com or something like that. But they would need to have a US bank account. So that can be also through the different payment providers like Airwallex, Wise, etc. But it can, or any bank account in the US.
Excellent. Can you give us an example of what's a typical result for a client? Like a case study or a result a client's seen. The value that they're getting from your product and service.
Sure. Look, we now cater to hundreds of sellers. We have a lot of success stories. I can touch on one of them, which we are really proud of. Maybe two. One of them was they sold when we met them $7,000 a month. It was November 2020. And by December 2021, they sold more than $1 million in December so they really good. They are amazing sellers. They are truly amazing. They know their stuff, but the problem was that every time they put their product on Amazon, they would sell it in 2 days, and then it would take them another 4 or 5 weeks to bring it back to stock. So once they met with us and they were in stock all month long, they really blew up, right? And Another company is a company that when we met them, they were already a seven-figure seller. They were selling $1.5 million a year. We made a plan with them for the first year. They grew to $7 million, and then we did another plan with them, and they grew to $29 million. So it's really, really amazing growth. Those are, again, all the success is attributed to the sellers. They are amazing. Our only goal is to support them. We never say we are not smarter than them. We never tell them what to do. They tell us what they need from us, and we provide them with the best solution for that. And we always make sure to make everybody know that the sellers are in the driver's seat and we are their supporters. We are not coming in as the smarter guy into the room, and this is something that is very important for us as a company.
Oh, actually, but the flip side of the equation is you're in a great position, I would imagine, to provide professional or consulting help. As an example, as you're talking, I'm thinking, you might, maybe as an auxiliary service, and maybe you're already doing this, you might help package up a seller for sale, as an example. Are you thinking about those type of products? Do you already have those type of products available?
We do see our sellers exit and exiting happily, right? From a choice, not a must. We do not. We are not exiting companies. We are not providing their details to the aggregators, and this is not something we are doing. We are only helping the sellers grow. Our name is 8Fig. We want every seller to become an 8-figure seller. Our goal is to help 100,000 sellers to do that. And their success is our success, and the relationship that we have with them is everything for us, right? So we want them to feel empowered, to maximize their potential, and we will do everything to support them.
Are there any new products you have in the foreseeable future in 2022?
Again, the platform is being more and more sophisticated, so you will see more and more analytics, more and more metrics, more and more connectivity, more and more catering to more and more platforms in a more automatic way. Okay, if we were very focused on Amazon in the beginning, then we expanded to Shopify, now we expanded to others territories as well. And yes, there is something very special coming on in the end of Q1, I believe, but I cannot talk about it yet.
Excellent. What about switching topics a little bit, either within the capital markets across Amazon and the marketplaces, and or just in general, any thoughts or predictions you see in 2022, or what are you thinking about related to the overall Amazon marketplace?
I'm expecting to see a maturity around the chaos of the supply chain, meaning the challenges around supply chain will not be over, but the maturity of the sellers to handle around them will be greater. Okay, there was I think a lot of non-successful sellers left because of that the field, and now the more how Nassim Taleb is calling them anti-fragile, right? So the anti-fragile sellers that knew how to bounce back and adapt, and using hopefully us as a source or a partner that they can work around the problems and scale through the problems. It was very important. So this is what I see: sellers who know how to scale through the problems, and not one that get impacted by the problems and stand still.
Excellent. I guess the most important question is, how do they get a hold of 8Fig if they're interested in talking with you or colleagues at your company? How do sellers get a hold of you?
It's very simple. www.8fig, the number 8, FIG.co. We are there you can start the process. The process is self-serving. so they can start it. In each point of time, there is they can reach out through the chat, through the emails, to the social networks to us. One of our team members will jump on a call with them, help them, walk them through the process, answer any questions. We try to be the best partner for the sellers they will have, and hopefully we are doing that.
Excellent. Well, I love the product and service. I know we've chatted in the past, and I'm so happy to have had you on to make this opportunity and this product available to the sellers out there in the Amazon and evolving ecosystem of marketplaces. So thank you so much for joining us today on Intentwise Expert
Alan,
Connect.
thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed our conversation.